I have returned to the Triangle property where the landowner says the hogs have returned again, and tonight's action is going to take place down across the dam. I'm going to go down here by the hunting blind. I'm going to set up and shoot from here, and the hogs are going to be behind the dam, down in a low area behind the arrow there. And there you can see the rest of the field that you've seen many times in previous videos.
Alright, I've got an unloaded rifle.
And I'm just scanning the field looking for animals, trying to get some wildlife photography in. The cattle are a little overexposed because it's bright outside and I have the brightness turned up way too high. I notice this white dot in the distance. I cannot tell what it is on thermal, so I'm going to switch over to day vision. That's going to be a bird head. I'm looking at with the Sony Starvis 2 digital sensor, which does a nice job. And that's going to be the head of a heron. It's partially hidden. I can't tell if it's a great blue heron or a little blue heron, but it's out there at about 309 yards. Pretty cool.
They are about 383 yards out there, give or take a few yards.
So the geese have arrived. I'm getting video with them through my DNT Optics TNC635R multi-spectral weapon sight. It's both thermal and digital night vision and day vision together. It's going to be on top of a TX-15 multi-purpose carbine enhanced from Lone Star Armory. And I'm going to be shooting some Federal Speer TNT 90 grain bullets loaded by Druid Hill Armory and a Starline brass.
Brass Catcher by Tactical Brass Recovery.
Turns out geese and other birds don't look good on thermal because feathers insulate them so well. Carpe sus. Well, these are the hogs behind the berm. I'd seen two at different sides of the berm. I came to investigate, and there's actually a whole sounder down here. The wind isn't a problem for me in terms of the hogs sensing me, but it's not blowing very hard, and it's not going to blow away the smoke from my rifle, which is going to start to matter when I start shooting. Here on my opener, 90 yards. It went down. That hog went down. As the smoke builds up, I change over to thermal. This sow gets finished off. I could not tell if that connected or not, but that hog disappeared. And what ran out I thought was the hog again, but it turns out to be a different animal. It turns out to be a coyote, which I did not realize at the time. I knew it didn't look right, and only in watching the video later did I decide that was indeed a coyote and not maybe one of the neighbor dogs. So I just came away with one hog, a 130-pound sow, not pregnant. Carpet caster, moving on to the next property on another day. I'm at the Beaver Lake property. This is Beaver number 1. And I'm not using any IR light at this point. Just in night mode. Now I'm in thermal mode. Watching the beaver swim away. I started off on this property shooting beaver, then changed over to shooting hogs, and I've shot a lot of hogs here. But the beaver keep coming back. That one we're going to see later. Beaver number 2 comes swimming out. And now I have the IR light on. Still in night mode. And if the beaver will turn, be a nice time to take a shot. Getting ready for the shot, and the beaver dives. So I zoom back out, and then I go to thermal mode, which has an even wider field of view. Has a lower level of magnification, and I'm looking for signs of the beaver. The screen freezes as it auto-nukes. And there's the beaver. Nice shot in Beaver 2. Is done. So now the beaver is going through the curly shuffle, and we won't see it again. Despite the shot, beaver number 1 comes swimming back along the far edge of the lake. There he is. I'll go ahead and range the land behind the beaver because I know I probably can't range the beaver. The land behind it was 142 yards, so it's within my standard shooting distance, so this should not be a problem. At any point in time, as soon as the beaver slows down or I have a good angle on the shot. Alright, at this point he's moving even with me across the lake at 120 yards. Nice connecting shot. And we won't be seeing beaver number 1 again either. All done. We had several days of rain this week, and this day wasn't any different. The storms are all to the south. And I'm watching a skunk as it moves out of the yard where I cannot shoot it into the side yard where I can shoot it. However, it's moving around in front of my truck. I just need to move around to the front of my truck in order to shoot it. And I don't see it immediately, so I switch over to thermal. And that little skunk is gone. Just that quickly disappeared in the grass.
That's just great.
No hog showed up on the previous property, but a few hours later, I'm at the Fence Repair West property, and I've got hogs in the distance, and I can't shoot them at this point because I've got a photonic barrier, the hog is on the ridge, and the distance is going to be a problem. What am I talking about? Well, the photonic barrier is all the white light reflected back at me from the IR light from the foliage in front. The hog is on a ridge top, which means I can't see what's behind it, so I don't want to shoot over the ridge if I can help it. And the distance is doable. It's 258 yards, but I would rather be closer with a better view. And so I'm going to go ahead and move up. Well, as I moved up, the cattle came with me, which was not appreciated.
Oh, the cattle ran.
And my hogs have disappeared.
And that scared my pigs.
They're actually hiding behind the hay ring right now from where the cattle came running up. So the cattle move off. And there are my pigs.
There it is.
Now the fence is in the way, so I'm going to move a few feet over to the fence so that finally, maybe, I'll have a clear shot. Still more cattle activity. The cattle ran wind sprints back and forth across this field 4 times while I was trying to go after these hogs. Nice distance, 129 yards. Should have taken a quick shot right there. The hogs move away. And this is where age and experience is going to pay off. In the old days, I would have tried to have stopped one of these hogs before it disappeared over the ridge.
And horizon.
Not today. Safer just to let them go and see what materializes.
Dadgum.
And as I said, dadgum. So I decided that maybe if I just hung around for a while, if they've come back once, maybe they'll come back again. 3 minutes later, and my hogs are coming back. Here I will go ahead and speed up the video because not a whole lot's going to go on other than the cattle doing their exercises, running back and forth across my field of view. And there they go back the other direction again. I don't know why. So I want to get the hogs down below my little horizon edge right there, my ridge edge right there, so I can take the shot. The cattle are maintaining their distance, that's good. That's the big hog on the left. That's my primary target. The smaller hog on the right is my secondary target. And it's going to move in front of the bigger hog. Go for twofer. And only one hog goes down.
That's the one I wanted.
And it's going to be the small one. Put a quality assurance shot into it to make sure it doesn't get up. And I have no doubts the first hog will not be returning. Not at this time. The timing on the crossing shot wasn't too bad. The front hog was moving off to the left, and so the point of impact was slightly further back than I would have liked. It did overpenetrate, but it did not drop the hog behind it. And I came away with a 170-pound boar, and that does it for the video. Carpe sus, my friends.